ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Nerd Sports 90, we're talking about Cisco Filatino. It's Italian. It's the earliest version from 16th century is football, and they get into drag out boxing matches on the field. It is not an easy game.
Chris, I just want to take this moment to point out that David pronounced something in Italian more clearly and more enunciated than he does 90% of the English that falls out of his sewer.
And I would like, and
because he just ate some garlic bread before this. That's what it was.
Right,
Johnny,
okay.
I need you to translate everything to Chris. I know you could probably hear it through this, but I'm not talking to Chris for the remainder of this show almost. Because this guy texted me last night when I'm at work, hey, you're going to be kind of mad at me. I'm like, dude, you're a lovable, pluffy guy, man. I'm not going to hate you at all. Dude, I'm pulling fucking shit from your town. I'm like, what are you talking about there, buddy?
Listen.
He gets texts from people on TikTok like wanting to ride his beard.
Okay, see, now that is a gross exaggeration.
Is it? Is it really?
For now it is.
I mean, okay, so to put it into perspective here, and this is one grunt from the next or to the next, man. No homo here, but with the majestic nature of your beard. I mean, I'd let you guide my sleigh on Christmas Eve. That's all I'm saying.
I'm down for reindeer game. One of us.
Okay, so last week I wasn't here. As David probably explained, there was a little bit of a medical emergency. So what happened was that it was on Tuesday, as a matter of fact. I was in El Campo, which is about an hour, 15 minutes from here. I was helping my in-laws move some furniture. So we cleared out their dining room so we could put in a table and a china hutch, right? And so the existing furniture that they had in their dining room moved out to the garage because it just needed a place to go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on their house, they've got these older garage doors, and these things weigh an absolute ton. And they've got the heavier gauge steel hurricane bracing on them, along with some plate glass windows. Well, we moved the furniture into the garage, and we were getting ready to unload the trailer. And I got to close the garage door because we're moving on to the next phase, right? Well, the door slips, and I try to catch the door, trying to catch it by one of those, hurricane strips on the back side of the door. Well, I do for just about that long, and then my right hand slips, and it goes through the plate glass window on this garage door.
Why did you put your hand through the glass window?
Dude, if I had the answers to that, I could probably have avoided it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I laid my finger open on my ring finger on my right hand. So I laid it down to the bone. So I've got 5 stitches in my finger. I nicked the artery in my right arm, and then I've got 6 stitches on top of that. So I've got a total of 12 stitches going on. I've got this is the least dressing that I've had on it since last Tuesday. So I've still got a goose egg on the side of my arm where I've got those 6 stitches. It just I have just
Can I ask
dude,
you a weird question on this though?
plate glass
Wait.
is sharp.
Yeah.
Nicking an artery hurts. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
After doing that bullshit, do you like feel a little bit better about yourself? Like, because from what you're telling me, you're like little down in the dumps and everything because the everything happening. After that happened, you're like, you know what? My life's not fucking that bad. Let's fucking do better shit.
Well, okay, so David knows this, and then because David was here, David was present the last time that the universe tried to kill me.
Yeah, I was like,
And
Universe?
way. No, he
Blame
got
the
I-
universe for this.
so I mean, the universe
blame
is
your
going to
cat
have to
like-
keep trying, and they're going to have to come a lot harder.
I
So
blame your cat
I'm
like
just saying,
reflexes.
I'm like that annoying house guest. That I refuse to die, and that's just it.
Yeah, we
know?
burned down the house and he still comes out from the ashes.
I'm not saying I'm like
Like
a phoenix
Deadpool
or anything
when he-
like that, because a phoenix rises from the ashes, which usually means that the phoenix is defeated at one point. I just refuse to go down. I mean, and
Next time
read
you have
read
an
into that the way
accident,
that you will. Unlike Elton John, I refuse to let the sun go down on me. How about that?
next time when you have an accident, if there's a 1967 Impala anywhere around, we know it's going to be the end.
Yep.
I'm going to be tearing up a little bit.
If I start hearing Wayward Son playing in the background,
Oh,
And
Johnny
it's got to be
did.
the acoustic version, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna go, that's how I want to go.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, okay, so if that happens and I see a 67 Impala, it's got to be the 4-door, right?
Well, yeah, 4-door,
No, yeah, for
heavy
sure.
block.
Black.
So if I see that car anywhere near, and then I see that flash of light, if I'm not on that rural ass bridge somewhere in like Wise County, I'm going to be highly disappointed. I mean, highly disappointed. But I'm Colin was there. My oldest stepson was there. Both of my in-laws were there. And what's funny is the fact that I'm the one bleeding, right? I'm the one with a gash wound and a nicked artery. So I mean, I'm the one pumping arterial blood all over my clothes. I had some very those how 511s are like very expensive pants,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
I
they
looked
are.
like I had been shot in the side, right? My shirt was soaked, and it was that dark purple arterial blood, right?
Yeah.
My pants just, I mean, dude, it looked like it looked like a medic after a firefight, right? He's just covered head to toe, right? I mean, I immediately make a fist because I knew my finger was cut, and then I clamped down on my arm. My oldest stepson's flipping out. He's like, "Oh my God." And Colin is over there going, "You're bleeding." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then everybody's flipping out. So I take a deep breath because I'm not trying to go into shock. I'm trying to prevent that, right? And so I'm doing that whole crisis assessment thing, like how they taught us to do.
Mhm.
I take that deep breath, slow everything down. I'm like, we need to go to the kitchen. I need some towels because I'm gonna have to get some stitches, right? So I go into my in-laws' kitchen and I put my arm in the sink and I'm like, okay, just turn the water on because I'm trying to wash some of the blood off so I can see what the hell I'm doing.
Right.
My mother-in-law comes up. She comes up with a dish rag. She wraps my finger, and I'm like, "Oh, that looks gnarly," because I saw the bone, right? And I'm like,
It's in the phone. It's
"Okay,"
in the phone.
and I take my hand off my arm, and my hand had actually stuck to my arm because the blood had already started to coagulate.
Congeal.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
And I'm like, "Okay," so I pull my hand off, and it just kind of goes. I'm like, "Oh, get the towel on there. I clamp down hard." And they're like, "Oh, we need to call an ambulance." I'm like, "I'm not paying for an ambulance."
No.
You know, I mean, that's where my head was at. It wasn't like, "Oh, you're probably right." It's no, I'm not paying for an ambulance. No, that's just not happening, right? And so what does Colin do? And I'm so proud of him for this. He pulls his phone out of his pocket and he Googles where the hospital is, and he goes, Hospital's like 3.5 minutes from here. And I was like, let's get in the car. You know?
My
So
man.
I jump in the car. They jump in the back seat. My father-in-law hops in the car, and we're
Next time,
driving
do
to the
that like
hospital.
Denzel.
Did they make you drive?
No. I'm riding shotgun.
I was gonna say.
My grandfather
If that's traffic,
drove to the
It
hospital.
wasn't
with a heart
above,
attack.
dude. If I could have maintained pressure on the wound, I probably would have driven.
I 100% would
But
have driven myself.
I mean, I'm getting the cold
Get up.
sweats, right? And I'm just sitting there going, oh boy, this is not going to be fun. And so mother-in-law calls ahead, and we get there. They take me straight back. It still takes them 10 minutes to come see me, right? And I'm like, all right. So they finally get all the suture kits and everything like that. Getting the lidocaine shots to numb everything up hurt more than the stitches did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
You know,
Been
and
there,
I'm
done
like,
that.
all right. But I mean, on the bright side, I got my Tdap, you know, so I'm like, all right,
right.
cool. You know, they gave me my tetanus shot. And I was like, all right, whatever. But I'm sitting there, and they start to stitch my arm first. Well, as they're irrigating it, that's when he realizes I nicked the artery. And he goes, well, I'm going to have to put a stitch on that first before anything else. I'm like, okay, but the lidocaine hadn't kicked in yet. So he starts stitching my artery. And I'm sitting there going, I'm starting to tunnel. And I'm like, all right, I'm passing. I'm passing out. And I hear the nurse go, you're doing amazing. And I'm like, I take a deep breath, and all the color starts to bleed back into the world, you know, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm good now. I'm good now. Like, holy crap, dude. My son's got my wife on the phone the whole time, and she's like, what's going on? So he's got the camera turned around, and he's like this, watching them do stitches on him. He's like,
This is
I-
what I'm doing for a living.
and then
Absolutely.
okay, so I'm
See
allergic to
that?
Dilaudid. And then I find out this, you know, this past week that I have an allergy to tramadol. So because that's what they gave me. They gave me a prescription for tramadol.
Great
And
stuff.
so I get home, turn it into HEB. My wife goes and picks it up for me. And like literally the next day, her and I have to hop in the car and drive to Wichita Falls to bring the boys back for the second half of Christmas break so their mom can have them, right?
Mm.
And she's got me, she's like, all right, just take a tramadol and, you know, just kind
Go
of
to sleep.
relax. Yeah, you know, and
Why am I in
I
the
don't
hospital
like
again?
writing anyway. I mean, when I'm in a car, I have to drive, right? You know, because
Yes.
it's not it's it's a control thing, but no, dude. I don't like I don't like writing. I have to be driving, right? Well, I'm trying to lay down, I'm trying to sleep, you know, because we left here at like 5 a.m. and then we're on our way back, and I'm just like, whoa. I'm starting to feel nauseous, right? And I feel that headache start, and I'm like, nope, nope, this isn't working for me. And I'm like, I'm just not going to take the tramadol. But dude, I'm telling you what, one of the side effects is that it triggers extreme migraines.
Oh shit.
And you know,
Extreme.
David, you know how I get those migraines.
Yeah, he gets
concussion,
really
right?
horrible migraines.
Well, I mean, you know, and so I'm like, oh my God, this isn't just, I can't do this, right? So for the last 6 days, I've been basically living off of Tylenol and my antibiotics for, you know, well, the antibiotics that they gave me, and then Tylenol for pain. So I'm just, it's like it's like the priest coming in and throwing holy water on somebody thinking it's going to work, you know. It just kind of dulls it, but it doesn't kill it.
Yeah.
Just, oh my God, dude, this sucks so bad. And then today I'm out there with my oldest stepson replacing the alternator on my car.
Uh-huh.
You know, instead of like pointing out things and telling him, hey, here's what there's this. We wrestled the alternator off the car yesterday. I did most of the work because I'm an idiot, right? And then we go to AutoZone. We had to order the alternator, and then we get it put on today. But I'm just sitting there going, I am a knucklehead. It's just like I'm just how.
Why would be the other question.
All
Why
right,
would I
but
do this to
so
myself?
not only am I back this week, but we're still going to get our joke time with Colin segment in again this week. So there's that. Colin actually, he I think he's self-aware of his fame, so to speak, because he actually asked me. He goes, so you do think that there's somebody somewhere just silently crying because they didn't get their joke this week?
We tried.
We tried.
We did try. I wouldn't say there was much success, but we tried.
But we made
We,
a
uh,
lot of
we-
people laugh after we got done with the show. The show was actually on fire with jokes and everything because we
It
couldn't
was-
keep everything straight anyways.
Oh God, there was no rudder. I don't know if you've gone back and listened, Johnny. There was no rudder on this.
Yeah.
thing. It was
We
the
fell
Bismarck.
asleep at the wheel on the boat. Okay.
It was the Bismarck.
The moral
after
compass was
the rudder got
demagnetized. Is what you're
done, it
trying
was
to
just
say?
doing circles off the coast of France. It was completely.
That's why we're on
directionless.
top of you on this show.
It was bad.
So the moral compass was demagnetized. Is what you're trying to
Oh,
say?
100%. We had no adult supervision whatsoever.
we lost the needle.
So, and I'm going to
Yeah.
plug in a LATNAV joke here. You went true north when you should have been going magnetic north, and you forgot
Yes.
to check what the declination was.
Yes, we
Yeah,
we
people are
did
gonna
not
understand
remove
this.
all of the steel at all.
Yeah. Okay.
We basically were just covered in like a full like medieval knight suit, and we were holding the compass right directly against her chest.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that it was mithril chainmail, right?
I don't know. Does mithril
expensive.
actually affect the?
That is a good question because it's
Would
not
it
really.
be-
Well,
would it be
because
magnetic?
Well,
elves
it-
don't necessarily need compasses
still-
because they're just attuned to their surroundings anyway.
Well, it's still considered like a steel, so
Okay.
it's an iron.
First of all, did you say elves? Because elves didn't get mithril.
Yeah, they do.
The dwarves mined the mithril, and
Yeah,
they
dwarves
traded
mined
with
the-
the elves.
You
So
know
they
what?
still
I
wear
did.
fucking
There's a difference.
mithril armor.
Do it right.
They still wear mithril armor. You just said they actually got
Listen.
mithril.
Okay, but there's
Considering
a process
Frodo
here.
was gifted mithril chainmail by the
Correct.
forest elves, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
Your
so
brain
moving
goes
on.
Boom.
Wasn't
Did y'all? Okay.
gloss it
Okay.
over.
One
Let's
of our
gloss it
picks.
over. No.
All right, moving on.
Gloss
Moving
it
on.
over.
Okay. So
I want to say one thing though. I want to say one thing. Did anybody watch one of our picks that we totally?
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
We had
It's absolutely shit.
we're going to
the
get into that in
Vikings-
just a minute. I want to go over the Monday night football game from last night.
Okay.
I literally said too. It was a grade A golden lock of the week,
Yes, you were.
and they shit the bed bad.
But last
Dang.
night, last night's Monday night football game between Cincinnati and Buffalo, I'm sure that we had Buffalo to pick to win that game.
Yes, we did.
But in the first quarter, DeMar Hamlin was making a tackle on Ty Higgins, the wide receiver from Cincinnati, and it was a freak accident. He gets up from after the tackle and then immediately falls backwards, collapses on the field. Doctors on the field, on the sidelines, immediately rushed over. They started administering CPR. He had a cardiac arrest event on the field. They deployed the AED device that was there on the sidelines, as well as 9 minutes of CPR. They got him loaded up into the ambulance and carted off to the hospital. The initial reports, because I was on the I was refreshing Twitter like a madman last night, and so it I mean, it's a bad thing. I started looking at the Twitter feeds, and I'm like, man, you had a lot of people. There was 3 different camps of people. I mean, there were a lot of people were like, we just need to pray for this, pray for this young man, pray for the Damar Hamlin. And then there was people jumping on their political bandwagons talking about, well, he got the jab. It was the jab's fault. And I'm like, look, there's an argument to be made for that, but now was not the time. And it may not be the time for a while, at least until he recovers.
Yeah.
And then,
well, you got to get all the facts out before.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. And then you had I'm going to bash the people that are talking about the jab, but I'm going to pretend like I didn't graduate medical school, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. There was those people.
I eat paint. Now I'm smart.
Yeah, and there was I mean, like Stefan Diggs, wide receiver for the Bills, he left the facility, took an Uber to the hospital, and the cops were denying him access to go in there and see his teammate until an ESPN reporter that was there on scene vouched for him, and then they let him in. The Cincinnati head coach didn't go home to eat dinner. He didn't stay late with the team. He didn't go out and have drinks or anything like that. He went to the hospital, and this guy is not even on his team, and he's out there. Both teams had members of their rosters kneeling in prayer around, on the field. I mean, to me, that everything that happened last night on the field, and the demonstrations of kindness and things like that from both fan bases, to me, that's what's right with sports. We've got this young man. He's 24, 25 years old. It's his first year in the league, and he's relatively unknown. And then all of a sudden, this tragic thing happens, and everybody's now paying attention. Everybody's got an opinion about him. They've got opinions about football as a whole. They're bringing their political, their ill-advised political stances to the forum. But late last night, there was the last update that was given out up until a few minutes ago. That they had his vitals has turned to normal. They had to intubate him.
What'd you just do? Redo that.
Don't do what?
No. Redo it. Fix what you just fucked up, because you just fucked up. You're actually sounding very good.
What, right now?
You went loud and then quiet again. You must have touched a chord or something.
Yeah, I did.
There we go.
There we go. Yes.
God. I'm just gonna thump. All right. So the last update that was given by the doctors last night, right up till about midnight, was that his vitals had returned to normal. They had to put him into a medically induced coma, so they intubated him because his lungs collapsed, which is usually par for the course after CPR, things like that. And then earlier, just before we started to go, I say live, just before we started recording, Damar Hamlin's uncle had come out and said that he was originally on 100% oxygen, and he's been improving. They've reduced his oxygen saturation to 50% on the ventilator. The family says that, and this is coming from Josh Reed's verified Twitter account, so it's @4JoshReed. Just spoke with Damar Hamlin's uncle. Damar was originally on 100% oxygen and is now down to 50%. Says the family is hanging in there. He thanked Bills fans and Bengals fans and asked for continued prayers. So he's still listed in critical condition, so that may get updated here shortly. But I mean, he's not out of the woods yet. What this means for his NFL career, at this point, it's still too early to say. I'm leaning towards this is probably over for him. Having had a heart attack, I don't know, as far as like blunt force trauma to the chest, which football players repeatedly encounter during the course of a game, how that may affect the likelihood of a repeat, things of that nature. How long did his brain go without oxygen? That kind of a deal.
What's really sad is this is I mean, he's played college ball, he's played like little league ball, probably played high
Yeah,
school,
and one of
and
the
this is the
feel good
first thing that happened.
stories.
That's weird.
I mean, if there's anything that we can say was a feel good story, that came out of this, is that he has a charity for his hometown back in um uh Pittsburgh, or the Pittsburgh area where he's from.
Mm.
Um, he had set a goal for $2,500 for the end of the year. It's a toy drive for needy kids, right?
Yeah.
Um, there was I think it was Jordan Pierce, I think it was, if I remember off the top of my head. Um, put the link for the toy drive out on Twitter last night, and everybody from across the league, and to include $10,000 from Tom Brady and just everyday fans. When we woke up this morning at 9 o'clock Central Time, he went from just from a $2,500 goal. He has now over $4 million in that charity for toy drives.
Nice.
So, I mean, if there's anything that can be considered a silver lining as far as like externally, that would be it. I mean, we've always known that the Bills Mafia, which is the fan base for the Buffalo Bills, they've always been that stand up kind of a fan base. I mean, they've always been kind of looked like they've been a little screws loose, jumping through tables and crap. But they've stepped up in a big way over the last couple of seasons by donating to opposing quarterbacks, charities, and things of that nature. I mean, like whenever the snowstorm hit Buffalo, there was fans out there digging the players' cars out of their driveways so they could make it to the airport. And then, having to go on the road 2 weeks in a row, they were snowed in, and they couldn't leave the airport, kind of a thing. I mean, they could land, but their cars were snowed in, and the roads were just absolute crap. Bills Mafia stepped up again, and they started digging out the players' cars at the airport, and they were plowing roads and clearing driveways and side streets so that the players could get home, and things like that. So, but to see the Cincinnati Bengals fan base come up, and they like ESPN had put footage of this one fan who just made an impromptu sign, praying for Hamlin, while he's still there in the stadium. And then Bengals fans going to the hospital and leading candlelight vigils outside the hospital, leading huge prayer groups. It with all of the divisiveness and all of the separation and just the vitriol that is out there in our country as a society, whether it be politics, whether it be religion, whether it be, your gender identity or your sexual orientation. It's nice to see that we can still become unified behind a singular purpose. And you're still going to have your trolls out there. I mean, every bunch is going to have a bad apple, but for the most part, it was really encouraging to see, and at least for me, it kind of restored my hope in humanity for at least another 24 hours. But getting back to the point where I said something about there being a bad apple in the group. Oh, let me pull up Skip Bayless. He's known for his Undisputed show on Fox Sports. This dude. Okay. So he tweeted out while the NFL was deliberating as to whether or not they were going to suspend this game. He said, and I'm reading verbatim from his tweet, and this was from 23 hours ago. No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Now, when I read that, I read the entire statement and I understood what he was the point that he was trying to make. Um, I mean, because I mean, the last part of that tweet was talking about which suddenly seems so irrelevant. To me, that was him acknowledging the fact that there is a human being involved in this equation that is now fighting for his life. And it's because of something that happened to him in the office, so to speak. And it transcends sports. It's much bigger than the game. Skip Bayless has been getting absolutely lambasted on social media, and
Well, rightfully so. I mean, it's
well,
one of those things. It's one of
like
those
I
things.
said,
He
okay,
had a
so when I
comment
read the
about
tweet,
it.
right?
He
So when
had
I
a
read the
comment
tweet,
about it. The way I was getting at it was he he knows he had to say something, and after he like closed the phone, he's like, "Well, I'm just gonna have to put that motherfucker away for a while."
well, okay, so he followed it up like an hour later because I mean his notifications are going crazy. And I'm more than willing to bet that his press secretary or his PR person was like, "Hey, you need to get out in front of this, clarify
Screamed at
yourself." So he said, nothing is more important than that young man's health. That was the point of my last tweet. I'm sorry that if it was misunderstood, but his health is all that matters. Again, everything else is irrelevant. I prayed for him and will continue to. Now, for me, good, fine.
Yeah.
He came out and did his bit where he clarified again for the people who didn't know how to read between the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there were people out there that were picking apart that tweet because the line, that young man's health, right? That portion. I mean, you would see people quoting the tweet going, that young man has a name. And it's like,
Oh,
Really?
right.
yeah,
Come
so give it a rest. The guy, I mean, he could he have structured that initial tweet a little bit better? Yeah, absolutely. But what they say is 2020 is, hindsight's 2020, right?
Right.
Everybody can pick apart a defense Monday morning after the Sunday games have already been played. That's why we have that's why we have sports radio. They're full of Monday morning quarterbacks or Tuesday morning quarterbacks if your team plays on Monday night. But the fact of the matter is that you just you can pick apart anything and you can find something wrong with anything on this earth if you look hard enough and if you're just looking for a reason to pick a fight.
Well, that's what a
Because
lot of the conspiracy people do. They'll look at something like, okay, the best example is something in personal life. Okay, I have a family friend uncle. Okay, like you and guys right here. If one of my kids they called you uncle, you wouldn't fucking mind because we're good friends.
Mhm.
Well, at one point in time, he thought the anchor woman in Dallas Fort Worth area was sending him signals because he was batshit crazy. And whatever she dressed like, that was a signal that he should go out. And, you know how some crazy people happen to do that shit.
Mhm.
Nowadays, they have the internet. So they can put their views and they can like put strings on everything and like, oh, this is connecting over here and this is connecting over here. And now aliens. And what all they're doing is talking about how cute their dog is.
Hold on, I gotta do the stepping off.
You don't have enough hair for that.
aliens. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna jump off track here, which is par for the course for our show, and then we're gonna get into the picks. We're gonna go over what you guys did last week.
We're
then
just
we're
gonna
gonna-
go
we're
over a
gonna-
couple of the picks, but yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that my parents got me for Christmas this year,
I was wondering what that was. I knew that was new.
this is a plush John McClane that hangs from a
Dude.
fire hose,
Tonight to the coast, and a few left.
Yes.
and it came with a book called A Die Hard Christmas, and it's written like it was
No
like 'twas the
way.
night before Christmas. Dude, I'm telling you, that's going to become a new tradition starting this year. Our pre-Christmas show. I'm going to fucking read a Die Hard Christmas. Dude,
That's awesome.
I read this thing like 3 or 4 times and I enjoyed it so very much.
Oh, Chris, did you finally get to watch Silent Night or Violent Night?
Oh, yes.
Dude,
Oh my
I
God,
set
yes.
you up to
I know
not
you
fail.
sent me. You
So
did. You
good.
sent me everything. I just haven't been able to watch it.
Dude, it surpassed Fat Man.
You watch your mouth.
I'm
No,
not watching my
dude.
mouth on this one.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
I own both Fat Man and Violent Night. Okay, I was gonna take my boys out to see it in the movie theater Christmas Eve day, right?
Yeah.
David calls me and he doesn't preface this at all. I'm like, hey man, what's up? Dude, don't go to the theater. I'm thinking to myself, why? What happened? And then he goes, Violent Night's on demand or available for purchase. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I'm like, all right. So I go home, I get a refund from AMC for the movie tickets. And then I go into Vudu and I spent $25 on the 4K version of Violent Night. Bruh. So worth it. I'm just like, oh man. Yeah. You see those pictures I sent you, Chris?
I did. Those are gnarly.
Right? I'll send
did
them.
you send?
Just forward them over to David. Well, you were talking, and I didn't want to interrupt you.
All right.
Yeah, forward them over to David.
Anyways, our golden ticket pick of the week: Vikings versus Green Bay.
I don't want to talk about it. I just want to say it's not my
Sometimes
fault.
maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
That's faking what happened. I
Okay,
mean,
so
it was 17-41.
I was told
They were handing out those Vikings were handing out the balls to Green Bay like it was candy. They're like, "Hey guys, you catch this? Are you did? Oh wait, he's not part of our team. Okay, it's all right."
It was
They made
it was
a touchdown.
Oprah with the cars. You get a ball and you get a ball. Everybody
Dude,
gets a ball.
after the first inning, and the motherfucker gets the ball in the opposing end zone and runs it to the other end zone on a kick. On a fucking kick. I was like, this game is not going well.
Okay, so during that game, I saw something that just absolutely pisses me off. Justin Jefferson, their
Ooh, damn.
generational talent wide receiver, takes his helmet off in protest to a call, right? And hits a referee with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. He wasn't tossed out of the game.
How's that not an immediate ejection?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just sitting there going, I'm like, okay, at the very least, he should be suspended for the rest of the season.
Yes.
And to include the playoffs.
Oh, for sure.
Because I always thought that the refs were off limits. You couldn't touch the refs.
Well,
right? No.
There was one instance to where one of the guys got pissed off, and it wasn't like this season. It was a couple of seasons back.
You talking about the guy from the Cleveland Browns?
He got
yeah. Okay. And he also got suspended, and he's not playing football anymore. Okay. It doesn't matter if it is ill-directed, if you strike a referee, especially with your helmet, he's lucky that he's not looking at aggravated assault charges.
This is true.
Because that helmet in that particular moment was
absolutely a weapon. Yeah, for sure.
And on top of that, from the video that I saw, the ref had his back turned to him.
Yeah.
So not only did he attack a ref, but he took the bitch ass way out and attacked the ref from behind.
Yeah.
So, and why he's not suspended, or at the very least have a 6-figure fine being handed down to him, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah.
And it was like, it got blown off, swept under the rug. And it's like, okay, why? Because if anybody else would have done that, you better damn ass believe that they'd be on the carpet right now.
Very
Pure,
much.
plain and simple.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, to me, that's an inexcusable action. And I get it. The kid made a mistake. He lost his temper, but he needs to be made to understand that this isn't college ball anymore. You are playing on the big stage with professionals, and you need to conduct yourself as such. And I've said
Even
this
if he was in college.
yeah, and
Even
I've said
in
this on more than
college,
one
that's gonna
occasion,
go.
especially as it relates to baseball players or athletes of any kind. And then David will tell you, and if you go back and listen to some of our previous episodes, I teed off on LeBron James quite often. And in some of those rants, I was talking about how whether you choose to admit it or not, and whether you choose to acknowledge it or not, or even if you want this to be part of your world, you are a role model for a kid somewhere in this country, dare I say even the world, given the fact that we've got the internet with countless, videos and things like that. You are a role model for somebody. They are modeling their journey through life based on the way you act. And now you're making an example, you're making a case for, I'm just going to wake up and choose violence and expect not to get punished for it because, well, now apparently nothing's happening to Justin Jefferson. And it's like, that is that to me, despite the spanking that the now 12-4 Minnesota Vikings received at the hands of the Green Bay Packers, who are making this amazing case to make the playoffs. I mean, they've won like what, 6 straight games now?
Yeah.
So you can hear that train in the background, can't you?
No.
But
I can't. No.
let me close my blinds there. All right. So, there's I mean, I'm sure that Minnesota will be able to find a way to play without him if the NFL decides to come back and go, hey, we're going to cover our ass here and we're going to do something to Justin Jefferson because we're trying to get the heat taken off of us for the bullshit that we handed out last night. Which I'll touch on lightly just in a second, but that instance with Justin Jefferson, I was impressed with the kid. I've been impressed with his stats, and I've been impressed with his skill set all year long. It's been a pleasure watching him play because he's doing some amazing things on the football field. But that one moment right there, it reminds me of something my dad used to tell me, and I've heard from, squad leaders the entire time that I was in. One fuck up will negate 1,000 attaboys.
This is true.
I've heard that many times.
But and it's like, I mean, if the NFL wants to have any kind of hope of redeeming itself after telling the players last night, you got 5 minutes to get yourself composed so we can get this game going, only to be bitch slapped basically by the team captains and the head coaches there on the field saying we're not going to play, only to take them another hour to finally to say, you know what, we're just going to postpone the game. If they're going to have any hope of saving any kind of face this week, they need to go after Justin Jefferson and say, you know what, that kind of conduct is unbecoming. Because I mean, these athletes these days are built like brick shit houses.
Yeah, none of them do steroids.
Their bodies are weapons. Let's not not belittle the fact that they are wearing.
Dude, they can
weapons.
punch through. They can punch through a. Okay, there was this thing. I forget what it was. It was like someone the Learning Channel. They were trying to do shows of the difference between like a SWAT team using the battering ram versus an NFL player going through a door. I hate to tell you this right now. It was like the battering ram did like 800 pounds. The football player did about 1,000. And he
I know what video you're talking about. Chris,
They
remember
they
the sports
busted through the
science
door a little bit.
show?
That door was demolished.
Remember the
Yeah,
sports
I remember
science show
sports
from a year?
science. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was Ray Lewis that they had blowing
Yeah.
through a door.
Yeah. Dude was
But-
a bulldozer for sure.
But another game that was actually we had the we had the Chiefs over the Broncos. That game right there,
You mean the Denver Donkeys?
the Donkeys. We'll go with the Donkeys. I'm sorry. The Chiefs over the Donkeys. That was
That
actually
was
a good game. I watched
closer
that
than
game
it
too. And that was like I thought the Donkeys were gonna win. I mean, they got rid of their coach and like, oh, wait a minute. We can do a fucking good game. We can
Yeah.
show them we got some
And I'm just going to go on record as saying, yes, you guys had the Dallas game picked correctly, but that game was way closer than it should have been.
Yes.
It was. I mean, there was the first half,
They had me worried.
yeah. Because I was like, shit, he's not even coming close to playing.
Because Tennessee didn't even have Derrick Henry.
No.
And I'm sitting there going, okay. And I'm glad that the Buccaneers pulled it out against Carolina this week. But the one that I would have gotten wrong too was New Orleans beating Philadelphia.
That still pisses me off. I thought there was no way. It was a golden grade A lock in my mind. There's no way the Saints are gonna go beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny if you look at all the message boards and all the Facebook posts and everything on Twitter, Philadelphia Eagles fans are just throwing their backup quarterback, the one that they have been raving about, completely under the bus.
Yeah.
Because this is now 2 losses in a row. They lost to Dallas, then New Orleans.
Yeah. But
Now-
the one game that we did choose, we chose right. And that was a golden one, a really golden one, was the Lion versus the Bears.
Oh, I'm so glad you guys.
God.
I'm gonna have to say, I am so proud of you guys. It brought a tear to my eye when I saw that you picked the Lions to beat the Bears. I was like, those are my boys.
Then you look up at the that was the first thing he
You
said.
know
Like,
I
it's by
chalked
now.
these
that
are my
up as the,
boys. These are my boys. And he looks at the rest of them. These are
What the fuck?
fucking retards.
No, and as a matter of fact, I
God
talked
damn
to
it, I
both of you
knew
on
I
the
couldn't
phone.
step away.
I told you both on the phone. I was actually pretty pleased with these picks.
I
really
could not
was.
believe that you said you did. I remember you said one of the first things you said was, "I am very pleased with the picks."
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
mean,
really? Because
because
I thought I
it-
was
you know,
going to get yelled at.
In every form of logic that has ever been employed between here and Kathmandu would say that those were sound choices. I'm just sitting there going, huh?
They
Okay.
might actually know what they're talking about. Then you watch the games, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Well, all of that aside, let's not take away from the fact that Houston went over at home this year when they lost 31-3 against Jacksonville.
Yes, that was
And as strange as it may
to
seem,
the Jags,
strange
man.
as it may seem, when Houston went out to Nashville and beat the Titans, who have now lost 6 games in a row. Here's a little spoiler: I'm not picking Tennessee for next week.
really why?
Because they're playing a very hot-handed Jacksonville team. Jacksonville is going to end up beating Tennessee, and they're going to steal the AFC South from Tennessee.
Here's one
Mike
upset. though.
Vrabel is going to find himself on the hot seat this offseason.
I got one. I'm trying to find.
I mean,
Yeah, okay. We actually picked this one right, and it was the one that you were like, I don't know about the Rams Charger game. I think the Rams with Mayfield, and we got that one right.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
picked right on that
that
one.
that
That
that one
was
game, that was
That
the only
was
one that I had any kind of misgivings about, and I was like, man,
that was all David. I will give him all that because I expressed doubt.
okay, so David, I want you to, I want you to back away from the phone, okay, all right, and I want you to literally fuck your own face, okay,
give me
just because.
a
Just
preemptive
because you
go fuck
pulled a
yourself.
golden nugget from your ass does not mean that you can pick games now.
I'm not
I
saying
had
that.
that.
I'm surprised too.
And
I told you,
I had I
I told
that
you
was
on the
made
phone. I was like,
abundantly clear to me by Mr. Chris down here.
no. Here's this is gonna make it even funnier.
I mean,
This is gonna make it even funnier. Okay. All I saw was two LA teams going at it, and I didn't know which one Mayfield was on, so I picked one. I was like, I think he's on the rank. I think he's on the Chargers because it's yellow and blue.
Oh my god!
That is the only reason why I picked the Chargers. So it's even worse.
So you quite literally fell into a correct pick.
it was
Yes.
complete accident.
That is the
Yes.
definition of hack, dude.
It
He-
looked pretty.
So
mean-
I got
you do realize that Texas Mega Millions is over $800 million for this
Oh, yeah.
next drawing.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You
Oh,
wasted
yeah.
all your luck on last week's pick for that
Yes,
game.
I did. Yes, I
I
did.
got
I'm not
a,
gonna lie about that. I'm not gonna lie about that.
I got a
I mean,
behind the
literally was
scenes
like, I
look.
got this one.
I'm going to go buy tickets for the lottery, and I'm not, if I win, I'm not going to say anything, but there will be signs. Okay,
Oh, there.
but so I'm just like,
That's how bad that pick was. I was like, didn't I choose? Who did I had to look over.
I'll
It's
tell you
like,
what game pleasantly
Mayfield's on-
surprised me was the Vegas San Francisco game.
yes, that one's another one that I want to talk about. The highlights on those, because I only got to watch the highlights because I was watching other
Dude,
games at the time.
I was watching that game, and I'm like,
It was
sitting there going,
stressful.
It was, dude. I mean, literally, it was like watching TCU and Michigan go at it. That was an amazing game.
Another good game
and
was
then Georgia
Georgia.
and Ohio State trading blows.
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
was a
sitting
good
there
one too.
Wow, I mean, those college games were the two playoff games were.
I watched the Georgia Ohio game at a person's house for New Year's Eve, and that was phenomenal.
That was a great game. But the TCU game, I mean, that was such a good game, dude. I'm sitting there going, ooh, TCU's got their work cut out for them against Georgia. But I'm just telling you, man, I mean, the Big Ten was talking so much shit because everybody's talking about we're going to have a national championship replay for the Ohio State Michigan game, right? I mean, those two states were going to go to war. I mean, I imagine like shipping containers being stacked down the state line. I mean, brother versus brother, mother versus daughter,
Full
that
on
kind of
trench
situation.
warfare.
I mean, it'd have been like Civil War.
No, it wouldn't. It would be. This is what was going to happen.
You have no idea.
No, I do.
Families,
But you gotta understand one thing. It's not gonna be like a big fight. It's gonna be two people because sometimes it's gonna be like the mother, father, daughter type deal to where it's like
the prevailing meme theme that's out there right now is everything associated with the state of Ohio. For whatever reason, I have no idea. But the level of intensity during Michigan Ohio State week is palpable. I mean, you could cut it with a very sharp knife. But I mean, to tell you how deep that rivalry runs, right? You know that my incredibly like DNA founded disdain for the New York Yankees is, right?
Yeah.
All right.
We hadn't noticed
to understand what the Michigan State Ohio, or Michigan Ohio State rivalry is like I'm trying to think of something incredibly petty, and I have got a great example of it. I once broke up with a girl that I had been with for about a couple of weeks because I found out that she pronounced the word salmon with the L.
Oh, that's 100%. That's grounds for divorce right there.
I
All
said, "What?"
50 states.
How do you do
She was
that?
like, she goes, "It's salmon." I was like,
Salmon.
"It's
No.
salmon."
Salmon.
No.
The L is
Yes,
silent. She goes, "No, it's not. Why would they put it in there?" I'm like, "Have you read the English language?" Like, she goes,
So she was
she
hot.
goes,
Certain
I
words
just want,
are
I just want some smoked salmon.
no, no,
And I
no,
was
no.
like,
No, she
Hey,
was hot.
I've got to go.
David, there's no amount of hot that can override that.
No.
Like that's
Up until
defective.
that point. No. What happened? I'll tell you exactly what happened because I'm great at telling great stories. Okay, what happened was Johnny saw this beautiful woman and everything like that, and finally, after a couple of weeks, that's when she started the whole sound. I can't even say it. It makes me want to throw up a little bit in my mouth. And then he just realized at that point, he's like, oh, fuck, you're retarded.
Oh,
Shit.
I can deal with mental deficiencies, man, but that was just straight up
Mhm.
unexcusable. I mean, it would be like, it's like she's a 10, but then you find out that every time she watches a World War II documentary, she secretly roots for the Nazis to win.
Ooh, yeah, that's kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Secretly, or
That's
I mean, at least
Kanye, that's Kanye West style.
she's not
Like,
wearing
you start
the
to pick up on those little subtle nuances. Like every time you get done, like you're watching Band of Brothers, because every time it comes on, you can't not watch it, right?
Oh, of course.
They talk about the episode where it's like right there, and they're about to go to Bert's garden, and they're talking about how Hitler committed suicide. You just see her kind of just grimace a little bit and get a little salty. You're like, fucking, that's a good thing. It's just like
She
whatever.
had foam finger with the swastika on it.
Right? Yeah.
Funny
She's
you
like,
should
my
say
comf,
that.
my comf. It's like, oh God.
Okay, funny you should say that.
Oh,
I just
God.
remember after reliving what you said, I was like, thank God I've never. It literally, we went out to this bar for New Year's a couple of years back, and this chick started talking to me. And anybody that I've talked to, like of my personal business, going with like women in general.
I'm listening to you, but I'm going to go ahead and get Colin on here. I'm going to get him ready to get on, so that way we can do his segment before we do the
There you
picks.
But to show how horrible my luck is with women, this chick did say that she loved Germany and Germany has everything right. And then that's where it started clicking with the Nazi bullshit. And then what's even worse is she wanted like a vial of my blood because she thought she was a vampire and she needed to drink my blood. So that's how good I am.
No, she was going to send your blood to 23andMe to find out if you had any Hebrew background.
That too, probably.
And then she was going to go on this whole rant about how you need to take showers more. And
How big
everything
is your
with
oven?
her, everything with her, every argument ended with, "This is the final solution."
I believe the word that she would use was chamber. I could be wrong, but I think the word she would use would be chamber.
Well, she would only refer to the bedroom as the bed chamber.
That's what it was. There we go.
Yeah.
Right. But
the nozzles looked a little weird though. Jesus Christ. We're gonna get fucking canceled. Oh my God.
She
I
was one of these types
you
of
guys,
girls. She was
you
one of
guys
these
brought
girls
me
that
on and I ruined it.
she didn't like eating anything unless it was baked in an oven.
God damn it.
So, Chris, if you need a job,
the opinions expressed herein are the opinions of the individuals, not of the podcast as a whole.
Our 91 subscribers on YouTube just shrank a little bit.
Like, oh
I
my
don't think-
god.
Like David getting out of the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, our listeners in Germany will spike though.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Oh, that is true.
That is a well-deserved. That calls for a very
I just-
well-deserved and very well-placed. Esten du Scheiß and Scheissakoff.
Oh shit.
Oh my
Well, we
God.
were growing in Germany.
Germany, I'm sorry. Love you guys.
Donka.
Please don't come after me. My name is David. Ignore what you see on the screen right here. That's an alias. My name is it's not that.
Hold on. Let me take off my hat.
Shit!
Ooh.
I don't wear the hat.
All right.
These are
Wait,
my
wait,
opinions and
hold
my
on.
opinions only.
Don't
I
even
just-
say your opinions.
I need to express
What-
this.
What the hell, man?
I do not speak for anybody but myself. Let me just put it that way.
You don't speak for yourself. It was me and John. I'm trying to say
Okay,
your job,
listen.
dude. Shut up.
That's what I'm saying.
Chris has no whatever. Chris didn't say anything wrong, and I was using him like a meat puppet,
Hey,
and
that's
I
usually
went
compliment.
in.
Hey, if I wanted to hear from you, I'd put my hand up your ass and work you like a puppet.
Yes.
All right. Let me call Colin here. Let me bring him in.
Okay.
Now that
Oh, God.
we could not go any further off the tracks than we just did.
We'll go further.
It's my first
Let's
big
just
pet.
say I am doing my job well.
I'm really getting to enjoy telling this one.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for prefacing that. How's your week been, bud?
I had to go to school today, so that basically explains it.
Right. Well,
I've been playing a lot
I
of-
showed you pictures of my cuts, and so yeah, feels
I'm
better.
playing- I have. Let me see how many hours in Pokemon I have.
Yeah. So Colin got the new Pokemon Violet
Yes.
for Christmas. He's obviously been playing. Yeah. I have not been able to play video games all week because I couldn't hold a controller.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's frustrating.
But I mean, thank God I'm left-handed.
I was gonna say that's almost as frustrating.
I've
Yeah.
played a lot of hours.
It's just I played a lot of hours. That's all I'm saying. All right,
I-
Colin, you got your joke ready, bud?
Here.
All right. Well, all right. So let me try to do your intro. Are you ready? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, angry faithful, lend me your ear. It has been a week since you've last heard, nay, 2 weeks. But they say that absence makes the heart grow fonder. Here, via FaceTime, for your listening enjoyment, the fruit of my loins, the offspring of my DNA. Here to assault your senses, your sensibilities, and God willing, your offendabilities. It is now joke time with Colin.
So I'm fixing to tell y'all this how Dr. Seuss would explain telling his girlfriend's dad that she is pregnant. I'm sure you have heard of the birds and bees. Well, normally your daughter's on her knees. I beg you don't hurt me, please. But I entered her hole like some keys, running it like a boat on the sea. I left something behind, not a disease. Oh, you're looking at me with such unease. Who am I kidding? Just kill me, jeez.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. We've ruined
Missed you,
Dr. Seuss now
Colin.
too.
You we were missed last week, apparently.
Yeah.
Yep. Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, we tried to do a
They-
joke.
They
And
came
it
in
just-
and banged on our doors
look at that.
and
It was awful.
picketed with torches and pitchforks.
I think I definitely I think I picked up the slack for last time I wasn't on the show.
Yeah. Well, but I know that it's getting late and you've got school tomorrow. And I will give you and your brother a call tomorrow afternoon. I love you guys 3000, and I will
3000.
talk to you later. Wait for your outro though. Here we go.
Wait,
Lady-
hold on. How is the joke on a scale?
We don't do skills.
I
we just
would
laugh
give
at it.
that let's take the Dave Portnoy one bite challenge rule, I'd give it probably a 9.3.
Very good.
Yeah, 9.3. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, angry faithful of all ages, I hope that this joke brought you laughs. I hope that this joke brought you tears. But most of all, I hope this joke put you over the edge. And if you were driving, you know who you are. I hope you were pulled over so that way you didn't crash. This has been Joke Time with Colin.
Do we have somebody laugh at my joke that crashed? I'm concerned now.
No, I will explain that to you this weekend when you come down here, bud. All right, love you, guy. Later.
Love you. Later.
Should we show after all that he said about that situation? Should we show him that joke? I mean, it's pretty dark. It's dark.
It's
dark.
it's
Oh,
very
go ahead
dark.
and bring it on. I'm
It's-
curious.
Oh,
Oh God.
I'm not. You can send it to him. I don't want to be that one. I'm not going to be that guy. I'll let you send it.
Oh God.
I mean, is it any darker than cannibals find it incredibly inconvenient that after they get done eating their vegetables, they have to go on eBay to find out how much they can get for the wheelchair?
Yeah, pretty dark.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is
Okay.
this is right on par. I'd say on par.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm not gonna say that I'm scared.
You should be.
All right, I'm waiting here. Hold on here.
Now you understand my reaction.
I blame Chris on this one because he's one of the
No,
introduced
no,
me
no,
to
no,
that page.
no. Don't you put this on. Don't you put
Oh,
that
I'll put you on this. It was the first thing on my feed. It was the first thing on my feed. And I was like, oh shit, we're talking about that right now. And my fingers did what my fingers did. And then I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Oh, it already sent. Can I no, can't undo that. Yeah. That was pretty horrible.
I'm not even mad. I'm quite impressed, actually. Just know that the bus leaves every hour on the half hour, and I'm the driver.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I have. I don't know if they have first class seats on the bus, but I definitely have
Look,
one reserved for me.
it's open seating. We
It's in
treat
the
it like
front.
Southwest Airlines, except don't bother
Except
bringing
it
your
actually
bags.
goes.
Yeah, it actually
This
goes.
one actually goes.
It actually travels.
Dude, they're on that note, and we'll get into the picks. They're actually thinking about initiating a law to where you cannot overbook flights anymore.
Well, good luck being United Airlines then.
It was Southwest that actually did it really bad this time.
Yeah, I know. But Southwest
Yeah.
usually they I mean, because I fly Southwest every chance I get, just because one, they're I mean, it's the prices are amazing. And the service is
not
great.
Spirit
I've never
prices.
had a problem with Southwest. Never.
I can't stand their seating. I go Delta myself. Plus, you get, I mean, not every, but most Delta flights have the fucking screens on there, and you actually get free movies and shit while you're actually in the air.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
That's
Okay. So
this
Saturday,
has been our corporate sponsorship portion of the program.
right? Because we don't have anybody else.
Not a bit.
No subtle advertising here at all.
Not at all. It's like that sting off of Wayne's World. I don't bow to any sponsors at all.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but at the end of a very long day, I can't wait to go onto my Nintendo eStore and download GoldenEye 007. I'm looking at you, Nintendo. I mean, to be fair though, I mean,
to be fair,
this show is much like another one of our sponsors. You come in asking for a lot, but you leave with change.
If you're lucky, they might even be dimes in there.
Oh yeah.
No quarters.
Just like, oh my God. Okay. So the picks coming up for this weekend. First we have the Chiefs at the Raiders.
Let's blow this up. Let's blow this totally. we'll go full speed. We won't go Johnny speed.
Let's see. Chiefs at the Raiders. Let's think about that one for just a second.
You're gonna have to do the typing, David. So don't miss
where.
The Hulk used a pencil. I'm just saying. It took him a while, but he still got it printed out.
Is that an excuse?
Yeah, that was an excuse.
Am I hearing an excuse? What's the maximum effective range of an excuse, David?
I think it's
0 meters. 0 meters.
Yeah, I think that too. I mean, you still got your other hand.
Yeah, 0 divided by 0 is still 0. So imagine, David, that you have friends and you're giving, you want to give cookies to, but you have no cookies to give to your no friends. And that makes Cookie Monster sad because he realizes that you're a sad, pathetic fuck too.
What's really sad about this whole thing is the basic fact that you didn't get your strong arm.
You better take my strong arm.
Well, we are in Texas, so you got to have Jim Adler, the hammer.
Yeah. So, Chief,
I like so badly want to hear him go, "Oh yeah!" at the end of one of his commercials.
Oh, the cream of the crop.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Chiefs Raiders. So we're going with the Chiefs. That's stupid.
Yeah, we're going with the Chiefs. I've got it.
No, I got it. I was just messing with you.
I'm already typing in the shared notes, so again, I need you to take a step back and literally fuck your own face.
Johnny,
all I'm saying is
Johnny, we were lost without you.
This is your little pet. Just because you fucked up your arm doesn't mean you don't get to take care of your pet.
Wow. We just went full guilt trip.
I'm a horrible person.
You really are.
That's why you're going to end up sad, alone, in an apartment full of stuff that you've hoarded. and nobody's going to be there. You're going to die one of those weird, strange New York City deaths where nobody notices for a couple of weeks until the smell drifts out into the hall.
He's going to be
on the base.
he's the weird smell on the third floor. Yeah.
We already have. I'm already 2 out of 3 on that one. It's really sad. So, fuck you guys.
It's going to be an uncomfortable death for David, right? We're going to find him bloated and lifeless on the shitter, and
full out.
He's going to go out so quick, right? He's not going to have time to to Z out his browser history, right? We're going to see him on the like incest confession subreddit or something like that.
If you knew my sister, you would know that.
No, that was the wrong thing to say right there.
Weird turn right there. That is not how you want to begin that next sentence.
He's like, well, I'm never bored at the family reunions, kid.
I fucked up.
God.
Dude.
Meanwhile, his sister is listening to this show because she's thinking about reigniting that relationship with him, going, little feller. Okay, so moving on. Yes. So Chiefs over the Raiders. I think that the Raiders have found their quarterback, right? The Chiefs really don't have a lot to play for in this game. I mean, they other than they're trying to wrap up that number 1 seed.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be run and gun. It's going to be your stereotypical example of backyard football with Patrick Mahomes.
This actually might be a match to watch, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, because at this point the Raiders know that they're not going to the playoffs because they've been eliminated.
Yeah.
So now they just want to play spoiler to anybody,
Or they may take that turn and was like, well, we're gonna make sure this team right here gets fucking demolished and start taking out players.
Dude, it's not the Oakland Raiders of the 70s, man. It's really not.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
all right. Titans, Jaguars.
Titans and Jaguars. I'm taking the Jaguars on this one because the Titans are coming into this contest losing their last 6 games in a row. The Jaguars are shit hot right now. Trevor Lawrence is figuring out that he can actually play football at this level, and I'm looking for the Jaguars to steal the division from the Titans, who have been leading that division all year long.
Yeah.
I agree. I have a staunch policy of always going against the Jaguars, always and all things every time. I am breaking that policy.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now, moving on, we've got the Buccaneers at the Falcons. Now,
God, what? Oh.
Wait.
No, it jumped. You jumped.
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
The one I'm looking at Ravens Bengals.
Yeah, Ravens Bengals.
I'm going Bengals.
Wait a minute. Hold on. The Ravens Bengals game got flexed, and it's going to be a Sunday night game.
Let me pull up.
No, it's still showing. It's showing midnight, 12 a.m. on Sunday. That's why it got out of order. This is on the Google list.
Well, I'm going on the NFL page.
Yeah, everybody can on the NFL page.
Okay. So according to what I'm looking at, we've got the Buccaneers and Tom Brady visiting the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Atlanta Falcons are trending in the wrong direction, but let's not take away from the fact that this is Tom Brady going to visit the Falcons. Not saying that Tom Brady has a team that he likes to beat up on, but but it's the Atlanta Falcons, so
yeah.
I gotta go Bucks. There's no question in my mind. I gotta go Bucks.
That one's a no-brainer. Okay, now we've got
Buffalo.
We've got the Patriots over the Bills. Or at the Bills. The Bills, they're kind of on a mission now. You know, they've got. I mean, not that they needed a reason to go out and play even better, but they're going to go out and play inspired football now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So, this is the Bills' division to lose. It
Even
really is.
even before all that happened with DeMar Hamlin, there was no way. I mean, the Bills are fire right now. There's just no way. There's
Now this is an easy game to call.
The Vikings versus the Bears.
I'm actually going to call Vikings, even though we fucked it off last week.
Listen, they've been letting me down this whole freaking season because I keep picking them. And
what's really sad is they're actually top tier this year.
I know. And every time I pick them,
look at their division. I mean, the division that they've been playing in, the NFC North has been absolutely dismal. I mean, the Packers got off to a really crappy start. The Lions got off to a really crappy start. The Bears, well, they're just the Bears. You know, so I mean, the Vikings have been the only thing.
Right. The Bears.
Right, the Bears. The Vikings have been the only thing that has brought any kind of joy consistently to this division throughout the course of the entire season. Yeah. You know, you've got these second half of the season teams coming along like the Packers and the Lions, you know, but I'm like, you know, oh, okay. But, you know, it's like it's the Bears, you know, that we're hosting the last game of the season. Well, we're going to be over here, Soldier Field. It's going to be fucking cold. That was too New England. It's going to be cold and it's going to be miserable. And the Vikings are over there going, yeah, but you're still the Bears, you know? Yeah,
pretty much.
So, yeah, Vikings over the Bears all day, every day.
Now, here's the game to watch because both losing teams, the Houston
Texans are going to visit the Colts. Now, at the beginning of the season, I went to the kickoff where I watched the Texans host the Colts and watched the Texans give up a 20-point lead going into the fourth quarter, ultimately just to give up, for both teams to give up and settle for a tie in overtime, right?
You're not bitter about that either.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not bitter. I actually thought it was kind of funny. But the Texans have not locked up the number 1 draft pick yet.
This is true.
If they wanted to lock that up, they could have done that this past weekend had they chosen to not lose or to not, you know, had they chosen to lose to the Titans. But instead they decided we're going to go into our division foe's house. We're going to show them what for. Yeah, no,
how
I gotta go with the Colts, man.
How funny would it be if we get another tie?
That would be hilarious. That would be.
You know what?
Hilarious.
I almost want that to happen. I seriously, I almost want that to happen because that would just be the icing on the cake for this entire season.
Yes, that is absolutely true.
This season has been almost.
Are we calling it as a tie?
I'm calling it as a tie. Texans and Colts tie.
Yes. ...
Again.
Yes. Although now, having said that, realistically, I do think the Colts are going to pull it out. But
yeah, I mean the Colts. Realistically, but at this point, dude, I'm willing to throw that pick out. I'm willing to waste that pick right there.
Yeah.
Just for the comedic value, if it were to happen.
Yes.
Like, I think I'm a prophet of the Lord now because
you know it's for me, it's all about who wants the tiebreaker the least.
Yeah.
That is so my God.
All right.
I mean, you're not wrong.
All right, so we got the Jets at the Dolphins. Tua's hurt again. I think the fish is going to beat the Jets, man.
Just simply because they're at home. That's honestly all it comes down to.
Yeah. All right. Cardinals and Saints. Or Panthers.
Panthers.
Carolina. North Carolina. And
all right. Panthers going to visit New Orleans. Okay.
I'm going Saints just because I have another policy with Carolina of always going against them too. So
Yeah, but I mean, okay, I understand where you're coming from, Chris, because when I used to play fantasy baseball, even though I knew it would hurt me ultimately in the standings at the end of the year, I refused to draft anybody who played for the New York Yankees.
it's just on principle.
Just on principle, right? There's not enough holy water in the world to cure that burn, right?
That's true.
I mean, at this point,
100%.
David's learned to live with that burn and that drip. I choose not to.
Yeah.
I just don't want that umbrella. What?
Can we mute his mic from here? Is there a way we can?
Fuck no. I
No,
control everything.
not really.
Can we install that button?
No. No.
We need a producer.
When did
Robin,
we?
like,
Did we
like
actually
Howard
talk
Stern.
about this on the show?
Yes.
Hey, Robin, you know.
Yes,
you
me and
did.
you just talked about it. Me and Chris talked about it a while ago. About what I knew it was.
We talked about it a lot.
Yeah. Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh
Whoa.
Steelers.
So who are we taking in that game? Carolina or New Orleans?
Saints.
I mean, we know where Chris stands because
I
of his
said my
principle.
piece.
We'll just fucking take the Saints.
Okay,
And the Saints might actually pull this off and actually surprise us. They did that last week, and we were like, "What the fuck happened?"
So we got the Browns at the Steelers.
I'm going Browns.
Yeah, I kind of want to take the Browns on this one.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of it honestly pains
It feels
me to say
right.
it, but I think
it's really weird when it feels right.
Yeah, like it feels wrong. Like
like you feel the
Loving you is
bristles,
wrong.
but
I don't
you
want
know
to
it's
be
a
right,
chick.
you son of a bitch.
It's still
like getting caught with your sister. It's wrong in all ways.
we bringing that back.
Strangely feels right.
Are you bringing that back? Really?
Yeah, apparently you are.
Are you pulling that callback back?
David, you know the rule, man. Fat girls and mopeds are both fun to ride until you get caught by your friends.
This is true.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got the
Man,
Giants.
what a ride!
But she's French and her name's Vespa.
Yeah. She's exotic.
Did you see?
She's into anime, and she tells me to call her Fooly Cooly.
We had to touch. I made this couch for everybody.
That was the nerd portion of the show.
Oh my god!
There's this time. A friend of mine. He's a woodworker, and he made. This
I don't like where this is going already.
He made a folding couch type deal. Just a bench. Yeah, folding bench where you could like go out camping trips and everything and take it out. I went over to his house. He's like, "Yeah, this chick wanted to come by and watch me play video games because she was interested in me." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I looked over. I was like, "Oh, hi. How are you doing?" We went out, and he's like, "I got to take her home and everything." He takes her home, comes back over to my place, and say, "Hey, Dave, how's it going?" I was like, "Did you have to test that fucking chair or that bench with that much weight? What the fuck, man?"
Chris, you know where I initially thought that this story was going to go when he talked about I went over, with my friend. Remember the Adam Sandler skit where he's like, yeah, I once delivered pizza to this 55-year-old guy's house, and he made me fuck me in the ass in front of his kids.
I mean,
he goes, he made me fuck him in the ass in front of his kids, right? And then they throw him out of the car. He's like, screw you guys. He wanted me to do it.
What the fuck?
So much like the moral of that skit, David, we keep you around because do you know what skit I'm talking about, David?
The one that says, "Oh my God, I can't believe this is real."
No. Look up on Spotify. It's Adam Sandler's "What the Hell Happened" album, and it's the first skit, right? It's called Memory Lane. And at the end of the skit, they're like, "Oh God, it's a cow," and then they crash, right?
Mhm.
And he goes, the last part of that skit was the lesson, guys. If you ever have friends who have messed around with a 65-year-old man, don't kick them out of the car or you'll die.
God.
Oh my God.
I do remember. That's
My
that's
favorite
an
part
old-
of that skit was like when they were talking about the water park. He goes, "This 65-year-old man went down the water slide. He's going so fast that his shorts flew off, and I'm just standing there staring at his big, beautiful, hairy balls.
balls.
Holy jeez, I just wanted to lick them."
Oh God, I haven't thought about that one forever.
So
Why am I tired?
interesting segue from that to the Giants visiting the Eagles.
So Giants versus Eagles.
Do we say the Eagles are going to? Are we saying that the Eagles are going to cough up the division and that the Giants are going to pull out a win?
I so
Mm,
badly
this
want that to happen.
this might be
I
one of those.
so badly want that to happen, but I just
Yeah.
don't.
So badly, yeah. So
I want to
I,
lose.
I so terribly much want to hear Eagles Nation cry, Eagle cry. You know, now granted, we would have to listen to the choruses of "We Them Boys" ringing out from sea to shining sea, but I just don't think the Giants can do it, man.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the Eagles are going to take it.
Now we got
And
Dallas.
it causes me pain to say that.
We got
Okay,
Dallas
so
over
on
the
on
Washington-
on our picks here,
Yeah.
I put under protest.
There you go.
All right, so we have the Dallas Cowboys visiting the District of Columbia Commanders.
Thank you for that. I would get confused.
We know. We're very aware.
I'm gonna find one of those mugs and I'm gonna buy it for you, David.
Dude, I absolutely want one of those. You have no idea how bad I want one of those mugs. You have no idea. I don't even like the Commanders.
dude.
I want one of those so bad.
Right, and it would just be a decorative piece, right? I wouldn't
for
drink
sure.
out of it.
No, never.
And I know that
I don't want shit on my mouth.
I know that you know this, but the clear out sale that Black Rifle's been having this week,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I spent like $32 on Tuesday,
Yeah.
and I bought all 5 coffee mugs that were on clearance.
Nice.
I was like, yes.
Nice. Yeah, up to what? Up to 70% off, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
Yeah, I love the
oh.
here's the thing. The only reason why I have like so many of these coffee mugs because they're so sturdy. The coffee mugs that those cheap
They last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cheap
I dropped my
the-
pothead mug this morning, dude, and I was like, no. And
Slow motion.
it was, dude, it was like, and I'm just like, no. And as it's falling, and my left foot is kind of just thrusting itself out into space, right? I'm like, I'm gonna do Pele proud. Pele. And I'm gonna hacky this thing back up on the counter. I caught it with my foot. That fucking hurt. Oh my God. I mean, because it landed square, right? It didn't catch the side because the mug was empty.
It landed down.
It landed.
God.
It landed on its ass, right side up, on the top of my foot.
Oh man.
And I'm like, oh.
Mhm. But it's safe.
My youngest stepson he was in the breakfast area next to the kitchen. And I was like, so badly just wanted to yell out, fuck. And I looked over and he was looking at me and I'm like, oh, bad words.
Perfect Dugan.
So we're taking Dallas,
Perfect
right?
Newton.
We're gonna take the Cowboys over the
course.
Commanders.
Of course.
But yeah, all those other mugs, because I think I got one that I don't know if I showed you that shirt, Chris, the one with Boba Fett on the Game of Thrones with like the red lightsabers on it.
I think you have.
Yeah. Well, I got a mug too, but the mug they put the freaking picture on the wrong side and everything, so I have to literally
Oh.
like. But that is freaking cheap. I hate those mugs because I keep on like breaking those mugs.
Dude, have you hefted the grenade mugs that we have?
No, yes, I did because I went up to the that
Didn't
one
you
where
get one? You
No.
got one, and because we were giving out grenade mugs in Wichita
No,
Falls.
I didn't.
No?
I didn't even get a hat, motherfucker. You're
What?
giving out free hats and I ain't getting a hat.
Whose
It took me
fault is
2
that?
years to get this.
Whose fault is that?
I need to go.
Your
I
supply
need to-
department?
Dude, we had them there in the trailer. You were at the trailer. You were even talking to us.
Yes. And you said we're out of hats.
Oh, okay. So the first time that we met you, right? You gave me one of those Hawaiian print T-shirts. I so desperately need to find another one of those.
Ooh.
Because I ended up giving that to my oldest kid, Chauncey, because he was like, in his words, that shirt fucks so hard.
You're talking about the camel chameleon? The chameleon camel. That's what it is.
No, the
Yeah, with the palm leaves and shit on it.
no, it's the
It was a Hawaiian print T-shirt that had just the standard logo on it.
Was it a button down or a t-shirt?
No, it
no,
was
it's
a T-shirt.
Oh, t-shirt. That's
I'm looking it up right now.
because we've had a few different tropical themed ones. And I don't know if we still do them anymore, to be honest with you. We can find out though.
Oh, you do the fuck your sensitivity patches now. I'm gonna have to get one of those. Anyways, fuck the next team.
Yes, we do.
While I look at that, but try to find that damn freaking shirt, Johnny.
Who do we have left? Do we have any left?
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, so the next two. Okay, so we got the Cowboys over the Commanders. I'm picking the Chargers over the Donkeys,
That's an easy pick.
Yeah.
and then
No, they don't have.
I'm going to take the Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks over the Rams,
Yeah.
just because the Rams really have nothing to play for. They're the defending Super Bowl champions, and they got eliminated 3 weeks ago. So, there's that. 49ers at the Cardinals. Niners all day long because, dude, San Francisco is a juggernaut right now.
Yes, they are.
Then
I think 4-12 Cardinals are going to have any chance against the Niners. Come on.
I think that the Lions are going to end the Packers' playoff aspirations.
Mm,
I think that the Lions are going to get the season sweep, and they're going to take both games from the Green Bay Packers.
Dude, I would love to see that. That would make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
they don't have it anymore, Johnny.
Oh, here it is.
Let me ask you.
Hold on just a second.
Did you find it?
Hold on. I'm going to send it to you, David. And you, Chris. That
Yeah, I
shirt.
knew what you're talking about.
I want that shirt. I am going to find that shirt.
I wonder if you can find it.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
the camo.
chameleon camo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that shirt. I want it. I want it. I want it again. I need that shirt in my life again. All right. So moving on. We're taking the Lions over the Packers. Now we've got the Bengals at the the Ravens at the Bengals. I know that Coach Harbaugh, he finds a way to get it done. They're what, 11-3 now, or 10-3, something like that. I'm just,
The
dude,
Bengals.
I'm leaning
Bengals
towards
are
the
11
Bengals on that one.
Bengals are 11-4. The Ravens are 10-6.
Yes, I'm leaning towards Cincinnati on that one. I mean, because Lamar Jackson's still hurt. I'm just like, yeah, just the Bengals makes more sense in that matchup.
You know, my initial gut reaction is to go with the Ravens, but they're not the same team as they were in previous years. So,
and I don't believe I'm about to say this. The Ravens, their heart's not in it anymore.
They're not. It's not. And Cincinnati has surprised the shit out of me this year. I did not expect them to have the year that they have had.
I got nothing on that one. No reaction whatsoever to that statement.
I'm trying to find that goddamn fucking shirt for you, brother. So, if you want,
did you even hear them?
No, I'm fucking ADHD freaking focused right now.
Wait, did you find it?
I'm looking for it.
Okay, I don't think it's carried on.
It's not on Black Rifle Coffee's website anymore, so I have to deep dive in some other stuff.
Somebody somewhere has got one. I need an extra large, and they've got it stashed somewhere.
I gave it. I gave Chris the Boba Fett hat, and I found like close to it freaking hat that was just like mine, because he screamed like, that's a cool hat every time I see him. I was like, oh my god, I gotta have the hat. Oh no. I got him the hat, and he
funny because that's what I would hear from you. Why don't I have a hat? I don't have a hat. Yeah, you have a black rifle hat, but I don't have a black rifle hat. Why don't I have a black rifle hat? You were out of
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
You're not wrong. You're out of line, but not wrong. Fuck. God damn it, you guys. Fucking hate you guys. God.
Oh, I've missed you guys.
Well, I can't find any of the Amazon on Amazon. So you find a fucking knockoff.
Dude, I'm right here.
Right? Jesus Christ, dude.
Jesus, what happened? What are y'all doing? Hey, you guys good?
You no, you're not going to buy fucking street corner black rifle gear. You know, I know it got.
All right. I
mean, David, we're trying to get a sponsorship. Ass, what the fuck?
I can fuck up a good thing. We're
trying to become a legitimate show, and you're over there fucking it up. I'm like, oh.
You're not wrong. Bass Pro Shop doesn't have it. Fuck. No.
Did you see the listing for Poshmark and it says, "Oh, this item's already been sold"?
No.
Because I was fixing to buy that shit right now.
Dude, that'd be funny.
God, that just irritates the crap out of me.
I mean, we did have that shirt listed for a long time though. The only thing is that it's 100% cotton. You know, most of our shirts are that tri blend.
Mm-hmm.
That one's 100% cotton.
Do me a favor, Chris, if you would, if just ask around.
Yeah,
and
I've already started.
I mean, dude, I'll pay premium for it. I don't care. Like, I gotta have that shirt again, because when you handed that shirt to me, I was like, oh, I'm putting this on now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I remember that.
I'm putting this on now.
Yep.
And dude, that was hands down one of my favorite ever Black Rifle shirts. And then my kid asks me for it, and I'm just like, fuck. Do I be the asshole?
Believe it or not, that one was one that just didn't seem to do as well. It wasn't one of our real popular ones.
They need to do like a
throwback.
Well, they do throwbacks every
a
once.
losers reunion tour where they take some of the least popular designs and they put them back into the store for like a month.
Do it as a bundle.
Oh, like a $45 bundle or something like, or no, like a $50 bundle where you get like 3 shirts.
Dude, I'm freaking making a note of that for sure. I'm doing that right now.
Just mention me. I'm just saying. So
I know exactly who to talk to.
see, look at this. Angry Me Production. We're getting shit done here.
No, we're not, because we haven't finished next week's freaking picks.
Yeah,
Hey.
we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Shit.
So to recap,
Where were you?
I was in my own
1,000
little
miles
world.
away.
Jeez.
David is awash in the search for the holy grail of the Chameleon Camo Black Rifle 100% cotton t-shirt. We are going to go over our picks for next week, which is the Chiefs over the Raiders, the Jags over the Titans, Bucks over the Falcons, because why? It's Tom Brady and it's Atlanta. That's why. We got the Bills over the Pats, the Vikings over the Bears, Texans and Colts tie again, Dolphins over the Jets, Saints over the Panthers, the Browns over the Steelers. We got the Eagles over the Giants, but that pick was under protest. The Cowboys over the Commanders, Chargers over the Donkeys, Seahawks over the Rams, Niners over the Cards, Lions beating the Packers for the second time this year, and the Bengals over the Ravens. And those picks, David, are on the shared note for you to copy and paste into Facebook. You're welcome. To quote the redheaded Jesus, Jason Garrett, when he was the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Chris, I know you remember this press conference when the reporter was asking him a question that had already been answered, and he goes, so he answered it, and he goes, but thank you for actively participating in the conversation.
Yep. That's kind of how David goes through the whole show. Just kind of wanders in and out. Sometimes he's there. It's like, oh, he's back. Hey, welcome back. And oh no, he's gone again.
Like he's looking up. Oh no, he's down.
Like a drunken 3-year-old.
It's like his eyes are doing IMT.
Drunken 3-year-old.
He's like, his eyes are like, I'm up. He sees me, I'm down.
Yes. Oh shit, they're looking at me again. Never mind.
Shit, was I supposed to say something right now? I don't know what I'm doing.
No, you're never supposed to say
there
that.
was this
That's
one
why
time
I
at
don't
the
know
fan
why we give you a
reunion.
working mic at all. He regrets every day now. Why the fuck did I ask him to come on this thing?
There was this time at the family reunion, my sister looked at me longingly, and as I was taking a sip from my Black Rifle coffee mug, and she said to herself, "I hope you're as robust as that mug is."
Can you drop it as hard as that mug hits the floor? Robust.
Fuck you guys.
I seen you reach over to get the cornhole bags.
Oh, talk about cornhole. Guess who's Bruce Campbell? He's being an executive producer for our new Evil Dead Rising.
Yeah, Evil Dead Rise. Yeah, I saw the promos for it today. Yeah,
I can't wait.
it's got more of a Mother Dearest feel to it to me.
Really?
Yeah, like the promotional poster that they put out for it on Twitter today. I mean, literally. I mean, it looks like a Necronomicon mom holding her two kids.
It's like a Deadite. My two sons.
Yeah. that would be funny.
Dude, how about no.
Wait,
let's
Deadite
explore
knows
this.
best.
Dude, I'm saying just go back in old sitcoms and do it just a Deadite version of those old sitcoms. Right?
Dude, you're just trying to print money.
Hey,
aren't
Mom, where's Dad?
Get Bruce Campbell on the phone now.
Leave it to Bruce. You know, he comes in. He's like, "Hey, Mom, where's Dad?" "Oh, Bruce, you know how your father is. He's out pounding. He's out looking for beaver."
Oh my God, yes.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck yes.
You know, Bruce Campbell is Alice from the Brady Bunch, right? To include the uniform, right?
Apron and all. Yes.
Like,
He's
Mrs.
got
Brady,
the wig and shit.
I think you should know that Mr. Brady, he's got some sugar in the tank. Yeah. Yeah. He told me to, what was the words? Drill him in the ass. And when I said, "You shouldn't talk like that," he said, "That's just pillow talk where I'm from, honey."
Oh man.
Yes. 100% yes.
Oh,
Touched by a Deadite.
I mean, can you imagine the Bruceisms if they remade Three's Company?
Oh, God.
I mean, every time Mr. Roper came in, you see Bruce go, groovy.
groovy.
He shoots Mr. Roper in the
Oh,
face.
That's what I need to
Here
do.
comes Suzanne Summer, Deadite Suzanne Summers. What was that? This is my boomstick.
That's what I need to do. I need to put
It's
in
on sale
S-Smart.
this week. Shop smart. Shop S-Smart.
Smart. Yeah. I need to put that on the soundboard. Groovy.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. But
Oh, you know what else you need to do? You need to find the soundbite of Phineas going, "Why, yes. Yes, we are."
what?
Man of quality. I like that.
What is it?
Phineas and Ferb, you uncultured fuck.
Never watched it.
Oh my God, why do we keep you around?
Disney Plus, you have homework.
You are
Because everybody knows, Chris, you know it. There's 104 days of summer vacation until school comes along just to end it. Come on. Bowling for Soup? Dude, they're from Wichita Falls, man.
I've seen Bowling for Soup.
You are a constant.
They
source of
sang the
info.
Phineas and Ferb theme song.
Really?
Oh my God.
David. Okay.
Is
Just-
this like this time where I knew when I found out one of my friends' girl that he was dating didn't like Star Wars, and I was trying to figure out why he even allowed his dick to come near her?
You are the girl who pronounces salmon with the L.
Yeah.
You, David, you.
Yes.
Yes,
You.
you. Fuck face. Oh,
Okay,
cut.
could y'all stop the DP right now? I
Have you
mean,
learned your lesson?
I wasn't
No.
looking at the screen. Chris, were you knife handing him too?
Yeah.
100%. 100%. He just got absolute.
You remember?
DP.
You remember the Army Navy Spirit video from a few years ago when the West Point chain of command, they went into Annapolis to steal the goat. You got all the midshipmen. They're like laughing at the sergeant major, and the sergeant major. You hear that. There comes a time in the career of every sergeant major, and you just see him in slow mo, just stepping in front of the commander, and then he goes, "Hey up!" like that, and it's just white noise. And then you see all the cadets. They're like, "Lord, forgive the midshipmen, for they know not what they've done." You just see their uniforms floating down to the floor. Like, and then the
Like the
CO,
snap.
then the commandant just steps up behind him and goes, "All right, carry on." I'm like, dude, that was my favorite Spirit video, like, ever.
Nice.
Yeah. Where they try to. Well, it's that one where they're stealing the goat.
I mean, they're okay. So the screen goes completely white, and all you hear is white noise over the TV, and then it flashes back to the talk, right?
Yeah.
The NCOIC of the talk was like, "What happened? I don't know. We've lost satellite, we've lost comms, we lost everything. Well, get them back."
What do you mean disappeared?
Dude, go on YouTube and find it.
I've seen it. I've just described it.
No,
to
I was
you
talking
what
to
it was.
Chris.
Oh,
Like, dude, if you haven't seen it, go on YouTube and look it up, dude. I mean,
it
it's
was
one of those ones where you just kind of
2017
like,
video.
yeah. It makes you want to run out and almost
That's not what
re-list
I
all over
want.
again. It makes you almost want to run out and re-up. That's how hardcore that video is.
Ooh, yeah. So you said run though. That's not, my knees and the way my DD-214 is set up. I can't really go.
Okay, so for those of us who are more profiling inclined,
Bitch.
smartly move out.
Smartly move out.
Or to be more
Walk
specific,
in a military manner.
it almost makes you want to range walk to re-up.
There you go. That's
Range walk, you laugh.
God damn it. Do not run on my range.
Okay, yeah.
No,
I found
and
it.
being
I'll send it to
infantry
you right now.
veterans, it's like yelling at our kids is so much more powerful because it comes from down here.
You learn to project.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's like, "Why do you get so loud?" I'm like, "I'm not yelling. This is called a command presence."
I could, dude. My favorite answer to that is I could start yelling and you could hear the difference.
Right. Like, I'm not yelling.
You're
And
raising your voice.
every time I talk to some dude, anytime I talk to anybody, I'm always like this. Like
emphasizing
you need
your
to
point.
put
That's
that
all
weapon-
that is.
You need to put that weapon away, sir.
Why are you still
I
threatening?
legitimately had this
in a
woman.
threatening manner.
I legitimately had this woman go, "That's rude what you're doing." I said, "No, pointing is rude. When you've got three fingers curled around, it's pointing at the problem. This is me informing you that you are 100% the issue here." Like,
Yes.
you know,
This is all on you.
it's all on you. I learned how to knife hand in airborne school. Okay. So during Tower Week, you're in those mock doors and you're learning how to do the mass exits, right?
Mm.
So the person that's number one, first in the door, when they say sound off for equipment check, it starts at the head of the aircraft and all the way up to the front. You just smack the guy in front of you on the ass. All okay, all okay, all okay. Right. Ideally, you're supposed to look at the jump mat or the safety man and go, all okay, Jump Master, right? I'm 17 still at this point. Okay. Still 17. I go like this. Chris, I went, all okay, Jump Master.
Oh God, no.
Dude.
No.
Okay, he was Puerto Rican. I remember this. I don't remember his name, but I remember he was Puerto Rican. He grabs my finger and bends it back until it touches my forearm, puts me on my knees, and he goes, you point that finger at me again, and your girlfriend's going to get real lonely. You will address me like this.
Oh my God, that's
And
fantastic.
I'm like, clear Sergeant Airborne. He goes, no, let's try that again. And then when it came time, he was looking at me like, learn. And I was like, oh, okay, Joe Master. And he was like, go. I was like, whew. You know, you step out of the door at that vigorous 45-degree angle. From that point on, dude, whenever I talked to anybody, it was never with a finger. It was always like this. I was like, yeah.
Well, we've gotten totally off the rails on this one so far. But anyways,
Figure, you know, the first show
I'm here.
of 2023 needs to be vintage Angry Me.
yes.
We have set the tone for the rest of the year is what we did.
Right?
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here, people.
It's just, I hope you're not tuning in expecting better from us. 'Cause
Right?
That shit ain't happening.
We are neither class nor professional. We are rank amateurs with a childish, fucked up, dark sense of humor. You're welcome, America.
I think we got that off of the first year show. But this is episode
So, stay classy, San Diego, and go fuck yourself.
yeah. This is
Feel
episode
good.
90.
Feel good.
I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
I'm Chris Jack.
And this is Nerd Sports, episode 90. Check you guys later.
Woo!